In a letter to respected COP21 world leaders in Paris, France in 2015, Supreme Master Ching Hai urgently advised them to implement vegan law as the solution to mitigate global warming. The letter reads as follows. Respected COP21 world leaders Paris, my special salute and best wishes to all of your distinguished, honoured ladies and gentlemen who have gathered in Paris for the protection of our world. This is just a reminder that just paying money alone cannot save lives, but being vegan does. A lot of evidence and information about this for you to consider are in the book From Crisis to Peace, free online at crisis2peace.org. Countless lives in the present and future, including yours and your children's future, children of your children's, are in your hands. Save them by voting for and implementing vegan law to stabilize the climate. Otherwise, lives on Earth will perish and we will be committing a graver offense than all the acts of killing and wars combined. With all love in God, yours most sincerely, Supreme Master Ching Hai. Vegan.
We pray for Ukraine or your reign.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
According to recent climate models, Earth's water cycle could intensify by up to 7% for every degree Celsius of global warming that occurs. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said that climate change will continue to cause long-term alterations in the water cycle if steps are not taken to address the problem. Earth's water cycle is changing. Stay tuned to find out more.
Be vegan. Give peace a chance.
Matalan, pure-hearted viewers, that means how are you in Mi'kmaq. My name is Charisse. The friendly people of the Mi'kmaq Nation wish that your life will be filled with abundant joy, peace, and divine blessings. Welcome to our show. Earth's water cycle is changing. On today's program, we'll examine Earth's water cycle and how its changes are impacting our world. The water cycle, also known as the hydrologic cycle, is the perpetual movement of water within the Earth atmosphere system. It consists of various natural processes, including precipitation, evaporation, freezing, melting, and condensation. Water from oceans, rivers, and lakes is transformed into a gaseous state through evaporation, then condenses to form clouds, and eventually returns to Earth's surface as rainfall, snow, or hail. Water is vital to life. Therefore, the hydrologic cycle is critical to our survival because it provides water to humans, animal people, and plants. Water is exchanged through the atmosphere, ocean, and land, and is intimately linked to Earth's climate. In recent decades, global temperatures have risen and the rate of evaporation has also increased, making the sea's top layers saltier and adding moisture to the atmosphere. This causes a chain effect and speeds up the water cycle. Rapid evaporation leads to increased precipitation, resulting in more intense rainstorms and floods. Rising global temperatures are also leading to faster ice cap melting because at least twice the amount of fresh water from warm regions has shifted toward the polar regions. This, in turn, could accelerate water shortages and droughts. According to the recent climate models, Earth's water cycle could intensify by up to 7% for every degree Celsius of global warming that occurs. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a Shining World Leadership for Life-Saving Hero Award laureate, said that climate change will continue to cause long-term alterations in the water cycle if steps are not taken to address the problem.
It's not how long we live. It's how we live.
Rachel.
Be vegan. Make peace. Do good deed. That's all life needs.
The wet area gets wetter, dry area gets drier pattern is of genuine concern. The year 2022 showed examples of this pattern, which is referred to as a La Niña year. Extreme climate events such as floods, mega droughts, and intense heat waves occurred on every continent. La Niña is a weather pattern characterized by cooler than normal sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern tropical Pacific. This phenomenon can produce droughts in the southern United States while causing heavy rainfall and flooding in the Pacific Northwest and Canada. During La Niña years, warmer than normal water temperatures in the western Pacific strengthen the easterly trade winds, leading to increased rainfall in Southeast Asia and Australia. Scientists believe that changes in Earth's water cycle played a major role in the heavy downpours witnessed in Australia and Southeast Asia and the dry conditions experienced on the opposite side of the Pacific in 2022. The effects of these changes were far-reaching, with widespread flooding being reported from Iran to New Zealand. Such extreme weather events reflect the current alarming global weather patterns and impact of water cycle fluctuations in various parts of the world. The most destructive floods occurred in Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, and Bangladesh, with the main cause being rising temperatures that led to glacial lake outbursts and heavy rainfall during the 2022 monsoon season. Pakistan in particular witnessed an unprecedented rainfall total of 390.7 millimeters, marking an approximate 190% increase compared to its 30-year average. As a result, 1/3 of the country was submerged, leading to the loss of over 1,500 lives and affecting tens of millions of people. The heavy downpours triggered flash floods and landslides in various regions worldwide, claiming thousands of lives and rendering many thousands of people homeless. Australia, for example, experienced severe floods throughout 2022 and early 2023. In other parts of the globe, the air is getting hotter and drier, causing heat waves, droughts, and wildfires. In 2022, Europe, the United States, and Central South America experienced record-breaking high temperatures, prolonged heat waves, and multi-year droughts. These extreme conditions led to the depletion of rivers and lakes, which reached historic lows. In Africa, climate change-driven factors caused the worst drought in decades, causing severe damage to crops and rapidly worsened the humanitarian crisis. The Horn of Africa region, in particular, is facing a dire food crisis, with the World Food Program estimating that at least 22 million people are at risk of starvation. The World Weather Attribution Network of scientists studied tropical storms Ana and Batsirai, which affected parts of Madagascar, Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe in early 2022, and concluded that human-induced climate change had increased the likelihood and intensity of heavy rainfall associated with severe tropical storms. Both Ana and Batsirai had severe humanitarian impacts, including deaths and injuries, infrastructure damage, and a range of long-lasting socio-economic effects on these developing nations.
This is a beautiful planet that God bestowed upon us. Please preserve it by being vegan.
Waterwise viewers, we'll take a moment for a brief message. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Russia, go home now.
Welcome back to our show. Earth's water cycle is changing. According to the World Meteorological Organization, the frequency of climate change-related disasters has increased 5-fold over the past 50 years, all connected to changes in the hydrological cycle. Globally, over 11,000 disaster events were reported between 1970 and 2019, resulting in over 2 million fatalities and $3.64 trillion in losses. the most effective approach to mitigating the effects of climate change, including the frequency and intensity of natural disasters such as heat waves, droughts, and severe storms, is to urgently and significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions on a global scale.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Papua New Guinea is one of them.
Papua New Guinea, Animal Act 1952. Anyone who inflicts cruelty to an animal person is guilty of an offense and shall pay a fine of up to 200 kina or $60 or serve a jail term of up to 6 months.
Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses, no more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, talatas, or for any reason at all. Be vegan, make peace, so be it.
Scientists have advised us for decades that we need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to save the Earth. However, knowing how to cut and where to cut is essential. At a 2009 climate change conference in Mexico, Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, shared an urgent message with attendees via video on the simple solution to alleviate our current climate crisis.
Now, many of these areas where we are seeing such devastating effects of climate change, such as Arctic melt, land sinking, water shortage from glacier melt, and even storms increasing, are all directly related to the Earth's temperature increasing. So we must cool the planet, first and foremost. And the best way to stop global warming is to stop producing the greenhouse gases that create the heat. Logical, no? Yes. We already know about the efforts to reduce emissions, such as from industry and transportation. But changes in these sectors are taking too much time, more than we can afford at this rate, at this hour. One of the most effective and fastest ways to reduce the heat in the atmosphere is to eliminate methane production. Methane not only traps up to 72 times more heat than carbon, but it also goes away from the atmosphere much faster than CO2. So if we stop producing methane, the atmosphere will cool more quickly than if we stop producing carbon dioxide. See what I mean? Organic vegan will produce a beneficial cooling effect, as it will cut down methane and other greenhouse gases which are fatal to our survival. We can start by cutting down on the biggest methane producer in the world, that is animal people raising. So to cool the planet most quickly, we have to stop consuming animal people meat in order to stop the animal people livestock raising industry, and thus stop greenhouse gases, methane, and other toxic gases from the animal people livestock industry. If everyone in the world would adopt this simple but most powerful practice of an animal people free diet, then we could reverse the effect of global warming in no time. We would then have time to actually be able to adopt longer-term measures, such as more green technology, to also remove the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
The success of reducing greenhouse gas emissions will determine the planet's and humanity's future. For individuals, being vegan is the best way to help reduce global warming. We hope everyone will adopt this loving vegan lifestyle to save our planet.
Every year, billions of animals suffer and die for clothing and accessories in the name of fashion. If you've ever loved a dog or cat before, you know they are unique individuals that don't deserve to be harmed. It's the same with these animals suffering daily behind the curtains of the fashion industry. Let's remember this when deciding what clothing to purchase. Vicky Linola, vegan.
Thank you, Bright viewers, for your delightful company today. Up next is Carrie Muhak, an inspiring story of the Bike Ambulance Dada, Part 1 of 2. May the Divine always bless you with good health and a happy life. Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/PE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule і suprememastertv.com/PE.
Наші програми пропонуються на багатьох мовах. Будь ласка, завітайте suprememastertv.com/schedule і suprememastertv.com/PE.